What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here today to talk about maybe one of my best flips of the year. Just nice, smooth, easy transactions went down with all these, moved pretty quickly from the time I got them graded. Took about a week or so to sell them. And I had talked about this going into the National. This was one of the things that I wanted to accomplish there, and mission accomplished. Let's kind of run through these, and the kind of the biggest thing I kind of want to hit on here, well, two. One is the first to market advantage. And then the second one is just a funny comparison between auction and buy it now listings. So for those that may or may not remember, I had some of these Ellie De La Cruz Tops Now cards. I had a couple of them from the cycle game where, he's running in the black jersey that you could see on the screen there. And then I ordered 20 of the ones of him stealing home plate, where he's sliding in the home plate, stealing home plate. A bulk of these I sent off to PSA via ComC direct to grading. They all went out through that in a couple different batches. So those are out on their way to grading. CGC at the National offered very, very, very aggressive, what I thought, pricing for end of show service. It was $20 per card, and you got them back by end of show. And I figured, you know what? The cards I'm into for $5 a piece, $20 to grade, $25 total into each card. This will be, let's just try a couple and see what happens. Let's just kind of see how it goes. No one else is going to have, especially the one I was most focused on is the him stealing home plate. No one's sending that to PSA at a high turnaround time level. They're just probably not. Maybe someone did. I don't know. But regardless, it's going to be a while before we get PSA 10s on the market. So I have some wiggle room here. So I dropped them off at CGC on Wednesday at the National. Now, the aspect of this that I even personally kind of forgot about was obviously they have their newer grading scale now, where a CGC 10 is their gem mint grade, which they switched to a while ago. And it's no longer CSG, it's all CGC. I kind of forgot about the pristine aspect of all this, that they have like the one grade level up. Because here's the thing about Tops Now cards. They are very clean. Very, very, very clean. They look great. Whoever they have doing or however they do the manufacturing for these cards, they are some of the cleanest cards you will ever see. And I was not expecting to get pristines. Like I said, I kind of forgot about pristines. So I submit them. And one thing I found out, which I did not think about this when I submitted the cards, I'm an elite member with CGC. I paid for an elite membership. So I get a percentage off my grading. And that applied to on-site at the National. So I graded these for on-site at the National for $16 a card. So I am in each one of these for $21, cost of the card plus grading. So that was an unexpected surprise as well. I dropped these off on Wednesday. On Friday afternoon, I think, I get text message, the automated text message or email, whatever it was, that said, your cards are ready, come pick them up. I swing by the booth, pull them out, card 1, pristine 10, card 2, pristine 10, 5 for 5 pristine 10s on the Tops Now cards. I have them in my trade case with me. I honestly didn't get to a lot of trade nights at the National. I went ahead and listed them on eBay. The first two I put up were these two right here. This is actually the table at the CGC booth at the National. I posted them from the CGC booth. Put this one up for 160 and this one up for 200. I didn't want to flood the market and put them all up at once or anything crazy like that. This one you can see sold August 4th. I got an offer for $110. And this is one of those situations where I could have got cute. I could have been like, oh no, I just posted it. I'm going to counter at 140, whatever the case might be. Now, the one from the cycle, there are PSA 10s of that out on the market. They go for about $150, at least as of time that I sold that. That was a couple weeks ago. They may have shifted since then, but they were going for around $150. Should a CGC 10 pristine sell for the same price as a PSA 10? I listed it for the same price as the PSA 10, and it had been up for about a day or so. Not long. And I knew that more and more, specifically of that card, PSA 10s would be coming to market because that one is a little bit older, so they're kind of flushing through the system a little bit faster at PSA. And I said to myself, you're into this card for $21. You're going to get, you got a $110 offer. You're going to make a quick 70 to 80 bucks after eBay fees. What are we doing here? So I just said accept. I didn't even counter offer. I just accepted and moved on. At the same time, I got an offer on the Stealing Home one, and it was either 150 or 160. I can't remember. I'd have to look. But right around the $150 price range. Once again, same thought process went through my head here. Don't get cute here. Counter back at 175 and then miss out on a potential, what I thought was a fairly strong offer. It seemed perfectly reasonable enough for this card. No PSA 10s of this on the market. No SGC 10s. This card was getting dropped off in people's mailboxes the week of the National. Mine came in like Monday or Tuesday that I left for the National. So sold those two. The next one you see in the middle, working our way from bottom to top. I said, you know what? Let's run one at auction just for the hell of it. I put it on a 7-day auction and I promoted it. I paid the buck or whatever it is to promote it. Ended at 70 bucks. Whew, rough. Now, still profited. To be quite honest, you know, if that was let's just call this a PSA 10 of this card, because this is what the Otanis used to sell for. You know, I'd have been into the card for like 25 bucks with grading, sold for 70. Is it the biggest profit in the world? No. Are you retiring off of it? No. But that's just a nice little safe. Hey, I'm into the card for 25 bucks. I doubled up on it after eBay fees and shipping and everything. Perfectly happy with that. So was I upset? No, it was fine. Should I have listed it at buy it now / best offer? Probably, but I thought it was an interesting experiment just to kind of see how it would do. So that one moves. I post the next two. I had once again I had a second of him with the cycle, and then I had one last one of him Stealing Home. Same price I put up the other two up for originally, 200 and 160. These are up for a day. Someone bins them both overnight. I wake up in the morning, they both got binned for 200 and 160 bucks. So total into this, I was into it for $105. My total sales were $690, give or take. It might have been $700. Like I said, I don't remember if that one sold for 150 or 160. Might even have been 140, but somewhere in that range. So generally speaking, $700, give or take, $10 one way or the other. I was into it for 105, like I said, $103 in eBay fees, give or take. Basically nets me out a little under $500. I think it's like 480 some or $490, depending on what that one exactly sold for. So a nice, quick, clean $105 in, took a $500 profit out in the course of about a week and a half, I think. I'm just late to making this video because of everything else that's been going on. So very, very happy with that return. It'll be very interesting to see how the PSA ones do when those get back. Do I wish I would have graded more of these at the time? Sure. I think I could have continued to move these fairly strongly, at least until a bunch of PSAs come out on the market. But it was a worthy experiment and just kind of something to file away and keep in the back of your mind. The first to market advantage on something like this, when you don't have, this is something we talked about in the past over the years with SGC and their quicker turnaround times, you can leverage the fact that you have no competition from PSA 10s. So you have a narrow window where there are no PSA 10 slabs on the market. Now, this was a unique opportunity because I had the ability to on-site grade at the National for very reasonable pricing. Opened up this gateway for me, and it'll be something that I consider in the future going forward. Now, this card did not make sense to grade with PSA at the National. It would have been like 125, 150 bucks or whatever it was. Does not make sense to grade that card there. But for 15 bucks with the CGC or $16, whatever it was, well worth the risk. And then, you know, there's the age-old talking point here of the auction versus buy it now / best offer. Sure. Are you better to list every card at best offer, buy it now, and wait for your price? Absolutely. But auction forces action. It does. Auction forces the action. And in a case like this, now in this case, I had some time. I I wasn't in a super rush. Like I said, I kind of did this more as an experiment to kind of see how the CGC 10 would sell at auction. But sometimes you just need to suck it up and run it at auction and force people to make a decision. I've seen plenty of cards sell for close to what I had it listed at a bin price, or sometimes sell for more than what I would have accepted at a best offer on that card by running it at auction. Now, I had the advantage that there was no other slabs on the market of these cards, and also Ellie De La Cruz was a pretty hot name in the market when it comes to the bin. So anyone that wanted that card, it graded, had limited inventory options available to them. But if you get in a time crunch where, hey, PSA 10s are starting to hit of this and I'm still sitting on mine, you might want to run it at auction on Move It. Now, I had tons of margin on these cards. I was into them, like I said, for $21. I felt confident that I was going to profit running it at auction. Could I have made more money? Sure. Did I leave maybe 50, 75 bucks on the table? Possibly. We'll never know. I probably could have sold that one more at best offer. Buy it now is what it is. But like I said, first to market advantage is 100% a play. And keep that in mind when you are determining who, what, when, and where to grade cards with. Is this going to make sense every single time for a Topps Now card? No. In this unique situation, did it? Yes. Would it be something I try in the future? Possibly. Like without even the on-site grading at the National. It'll definitely be in my mind next year as we approach the National if something like this pops up. But even shooting for the CGC Pristine 10 on Topps Now cards, I don't think is the worst idea in the world if they gain a little bit more traction. And I know a lot of people that chase the Beckett Black labels on these and Pristine 10s from Beckett as well. So just some food for thought. Like I said, I talked about this in the lead up to the National. I was kind of waiting for them all to sell, get delivered, go through eBay authentication, the whole 9 yards before I finally made the wrap-up video for it. And like I said, I'm running a little bit behind on this one with all the Marvel Masterpieces stuff. But wanted to kind of update everyone on how this little experiment went. So that's all I got for you. Nice, quick $500 profit with minimal effort involved. I'll take that any day of the week. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.